Welcome along, everybody, to post-season event number 4. I think it is number 4 anyway. I can't do the maths. But we are here again. I'm out of breath already. We are here again for the post-season event, and we are on round 4. And this is probably one of the best ones coming up so far. We've got 100% round Bahrain short, followed by 100% around Britain short as well. So we've got a whole lot of 100% races coming up tonight. We've got 2 of them. So yeah, good luck, enjoy that. Let me just try and find the thumbnail. There we go. Which thumbnail is it? This one looks like it's the right one. And yeah, we're almost ready to go. So there's formation lap as usual. So 100% random grid for the Bahrain short race. And then we will crack on with Silverstone, which will be the next race, and that will be a reverse grid based on the results from the Bahrain race. So that will be coming up. It is about an hour for the race duration for Bahrain short, and then I think it's about 41 minutes, 45 minutes, something like that for the Britain race as well. So it's a long night for me in the commentary box. So yeah, if you guys can keep me happy with your comments coming in, I need to find the stream to look at the comments in the first place. But just waiting for the guys to get their setup sorted, get everything loaded and ready to go. And we'll be cracking on with the next event of the day, which is with the Bahrain 100% race coming up in about 15 seconds time. We can see there. So just waiting for the countdown to finish, and then we'll crack on with the first race of the night, the first of 2. Good evening, everybody in the comment section. Pile in your comments, get all your comments in. Everybody is loaded up. I think we've got everybody in. I think everyone's in. I'm not sure. We're waiting for Liam there to load in, so hopefully he can get sorted ASAP. But yeah, there we go then. We've got Gordo is going to take us away for this lovely Bahrain night race. Let me get all the deltas and informations and stuff up. Hopefully I can change the camera angle as well, would be nice. But yeah, so we've got Gordo in the Alfa Romeo there, leading the way. We've got Jamie Enright in P2, Nigel, his teammate, in the Williams in P3, Welsh Maldonado P4 in the Alfa Tauri, Kaz in the other Alfa Romeo in P5, Ayrton being disqualified for something or other, Chazza in the other Alfa Tauri in the P6, Emerson in the McLaren as per usual, as he was in the first 100% event around USA and Japan short. D-Mac, I don't know who that is, in the Racing Point, Kinzel Styles in the Renault, Ayrton of course in the McLaren disqualified, Liam D in the Racing Point, who is somewhere, I think he is on the track there, so Maguna in the Haas there, Thugbird and Lewis G 14th and 15th in Ferrari, and then we've got Ross G in the Red Bull and Picasso in 17th in the Mercedes. So yeah, just have a look at which tyres everyone's starting on. It seems to be was a choice there, but one driver, Liam D, there on the hard compound tyres. Everybody else has decided to go with the softs or the mediums. I'm not sure the strategy is exactly, but I believe it is there we go, we've got a strategy there coming up now. So soft, one stop, and there's my phone going off, so it shows how professional I am. But yeah, we're just about to get cracking for the first race of the night. This is Bahrain short 100%, so we're going to have this race on in just a moment when Picasso lines up on the grid. We'll be able to get going. Let me get a better shot of the grid, please. Come on, Codemasters. Sort it out. There we go. That's better, isn't it? So the 5 lights are off. We've got the revs to build. Of course, it's a bit of a timing glitch. I think it's probably my fault. But there's the pit strategy again, as you want to see it. We've got a 2-stop or a 1-stop. But when they get going, are they going to go? I think I've missed the start. Nobody seems to have gone anywhere. This is very odd. I wonder if anybody's going to go. Oh, I heard some noise there. Now we're going. I think, yeah, I don't know what happened there at all, but yeah, must have been some sort of connection issue on my end. But away we go. Somebody on the grass already at the back there. I think it's Liam D. I think he might have had the connection issue because he was the one to load in a bit late. for the race. But anyway, we're on the way on lap 1 into turn 3, I think it is, or 4. And we've got all sorts of stuff going on in the background there. We've got plenty of action going on as people get to get acquainted with Bahrain short. Chaza dropping down all the way to the back there is the Alpha Tauri driver. We've got I think there's an Alfa Romeo there all the way around, but I must have been confusing myself there. Nigel going around the outside of his teammate into the dreaded turn where it spins you off that curb. But he's made the move stick, and he wants to get past and get going as quickly as he can, really, can't he? And Starburst dropping down the order. I think everybody should be all right. We've got reduced damage on, so hopefully you're okay. Liam D there dropping to the back there from the I think it was about 11th or 12th. But he's not got any damage, and he's on those hard combat tyres, so he will come into the race later on. Gordo sets the fastest lap, flying along from P1, and he's got a great start as Nigel is bearing down on him into turn 1. What is going to happen here into turn 1 I can't see because the angle is terrible. Now we've got a better view, and yeah, Nigel couldn't get past there, but just going to make sure it's Jamie M right there misjudging his braking point completely and flying off the circuit there, it looked like. But everyone else is managing to get through the lap seamlessly, it looks like. Dean Mack and Ayrton are both in the pits, getting a wing change, it looked like, because it was a very slow stop for the two drivers there. But everybody else is still going and still fighting their way through. Emerson is there. Oh, we've got Welshman Nodder. Welshman Nodder spun on the spinny curb, and that has put Payage. You've got a wing damage there for the Alpha Tauri driver there, just to rub the wounds, or rub the salt in the wounds. That's the one. I got there in the end. Weaving around there a bit dangerously, so hopefully Liam D doesn't get caught in any trouble. We've got Welshman Nodder. Is she going to go into the pits, or are you going to carry on this stint and see what happens? Looks like she's coming into the pits. So box for the Alpha Tauri driver, and she will be getting a new wing change as well, but could potentially still come out in front of these two. I'm Picasso, there we go, got the name right there, has passed Kinzel Styles up into P7 for the Mercedes drivers. They come through into turn 3. And it's getting manic all over the place now. Everyone's sort of bunching up still, and plenty of action still to come, of course. We've got Ross G and Kinzel Styles battling out as they come round towards in sector 2. Obviously the sectors have changed now, haven't they, because of the short track. But Ross G gets the move done up into P8 as Welshman Nodder is coming out of the pits just behind Ayrton and D-Mac there, who got a fresh set of boots on. So all those three have pitted now for a fresh set of boots. Guna is getting past Chaza, and I think he's on the soft tyres is Guna there, so he might have the pace advantage as it stands at the moment. But round the outside, the Haas driver is trying to go, holding it around the outside, not quite. But it's going to be quite close. But as Nigel's going on the outside of Gordo, is he? Can he hold it? Oh, he's had a bit of lost traction there, and he's smacked into the Alfa Romeo. But luckily, on reduced damage, and doesn't cause any problems. But Kaz there, the first to get penalties. I think Kaz was actually the cleanest driver in the previous 100% race around USA and Japan, but not getting any penalties. The current Alfa Romeo driver, who's been passed there by Fugbird in the Red Bull. But everyone doing a great job of keeping going on the track. We've got Starbust and Guna around the outside. Oh, sorry, Starbust around the outside, but Guna's down the inside, and he's got the move done with DRS assistance as well, I think. Got somebody going off wide there. It was Alpha Tauri of Chaza flying off the track there. Was the Alpha Tauri, but he's got back on and he could still get going. Guna there poking his nose out and trying to get down the inside now of the Alpha Tauri, and he's got the line, so he's got the move done, I think. But he's lost a bit of traction there, and Chaza is back through. Meanwhile, up at the front, we've got a three-way battle for the lead, and it is Jamie Emright, Guna and Nigel. The two Williams ganging up on Gordo here in the Alfa Romeo, but very, very close racing from all three of them, as the positions keep changing between the three of them quite quickly and quite rapidly, as we got Gordo back into the lead now with DRS assistance. Nigel cutting off his teammate there, coming back up to P2, and Jamie Emright dropping down the order back to P3. But these three have clocked out ahead of Emerson, who is still trying to gain on them, but he's over the second threshold for DRS, so will not have that DRS assistance. Meanwhile, we have more battling going on in the midfield, but I will go back to the battle at the front really, because it's the closest one. And into the final turn they come. Both Williams lining up a move here on the Alfa Romeo. I think Nigel might go for it. Are they going in the pits? No, they're just cutting the slipstream, cutting the angle for the slipstream. But Nigel all over the back now of Gordo. Gordo doing a great job defending his teammate. Is Jamie Enright coming around the outside? Both of the Williams trying to go around the outside here. Is it going to pay off? Not quite. Not quite. And Jamie Enright going for a dive bomb there on his teammate into the third turn. Both of them, just all this battling is just making Emerson driver, and I think he's joined the party now, has Emerson. So all of these guys have joined the party. Picasso, the biggest mover in the first 6 laps, up 11 places there. Ross G doing a great job as well. 9 places gained for the Red Bull driver as he passes Kaz just on the inside there, and Kaz has gone a bit wide there, so he might be under pressure now from Kinzel Styles as well. Let's have a look at the tyres. Tyres, right, so here we go. Everybody seems to be on this. Well, everybody in the top sort of 13 on the softs or the mediums. Not really many medium runners either. So as we got Picasso putting the pressure on Thugbird here. As we got even more movement at the front. So I've got to watch this because this is the where the main points are scored. Nigel, Jamie Enright, and Gordo 3 wide, 3 battling into turn 1. It looked like, and around they go towards the end of sector 1 now. And it looks like Jamie Enright with the DRS might be able to get a move for the lead here. And let's see if he can. Oh no, he's tucked in behind the Alfa Romeo. Have to wait again for another time to deploy the DRS and make the overtake for the lead. But all this battling is going to just make the guys behind them catch up to the queues. Picasso's got past Thugbird and is now up into P5. Is the Mercedes driver, and will be trying to get after Emerson to get in that DRS right there, and probably get a warning for that. And I don't know when he's going to come back on track. There he is. He's back on track now. He's got end plate damage, it looks like, on that Mercedes. So he's doing a great job actually of keeping in this race, doing a great job of sticking with it with this Mercedes. And so yeah, but I think Cos Thugbird, I'm going to get the names right someday, is going to make a move back into turn 1. But down into turn 1 goes Jamie Enright, and he's got the lead of this race. Cos Thugbird has got the move done on Picasso, but Picasso comes back, switches back on the inside, and we'll have the inside for the turn 3 for the shortened version of the track. Liam D has got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane, so he will have to serve that when he pits again another time, or at the very end of the race, will be added to his race time. But here we go, we've got some more moves. Red Bull looking to move up the order with Ross G on the inside of Picasso as they battle all the way through the twisty section of the former second section of Bahrain, but I don't know which section we're in now because it's all changed because of the short track. But anyway, wonderful stuff. Everybody in the top 10 or so are within DRS range. Sorry, apart from Thugbird, who's dropped off the back of Emerson, having a battle with Picasso and Ross G. So all these guys battling hard to try and keep their positions, of course, as Jamie is trying to go around the outside of Gordo, but he can't quite make it stick there. So he needs to bide his time, save his ERS. He's gone into the back of the Alfa Romeo there. That's not good. Punting him around the corner. Kinzel Styles and Chazza are having a battle into the first couple of turns, and Kinzel Styles has got the move done on Chazza there. Chazza, of course, on the medium compound tyres, so he's going for the long game in the first stint as he gets past Kinzel Styles down the middle DRS straight. But Gordo has been passed there by Jamie Enright for the lead of this race, and Jamie Enright is now up into P1 in the Williams car. So we've got a 4-way fight for the lead as it stands at the moment, and then a bit of the way back we've got another battle for 5th, pretty much forming from all the way from 5th all the way down to 10th. And then everybody else making up the numbers and coming back towards the top 10 guys as well. So anybody can win this race still. Still quite a few laps to go. We're on lap 10 of 57, so we've got plenty of laps to go, plenty of time to chill out, have a beer. You shouldn't drink and drive. I mean, chill out and have a Ribena, I don't know. Anyway, Chazza is now up into 8th position, and he is doing a great job in the AlphaTauri now. He's sort of recovering. I think he had a bad start to the race, but he's making up for his lost time there as Kaz gets a 3-second time penalty there for cutting the corner, cutting turn 2. As it stands, Nigel has been passed, or is he not? Has he not? No, he has not. Sorry, he's battling away with Emerson. Is the Williams driver, but he's been passed now eventually by the McLaren, and Emerson is up into P3 now. Onto the podium for McLaren is Emerson. So we're just waiting to see who's going to make the next move. Really, I think it's between It's probably Jamie Enright on Gordo. Gordo's got back past him there, it looks like. So down the main straight, Jamie Enright's going to deploy all of his ERS, his DRS and anything else he can throw at Gordo to try and get the pass done here. And Gordo pulls over to the inside of the track, the dirty side of the track where you don't really want to be anyway. But he's made the move stick, has Jamie up into P1 again, is the Williams driver. So it's just sort of switching places for these top four. Emerson's probably going to switch on his tyres very soon, as the soft compound tyres will start dropping off, and then he will be in prime position to run away with the victory. But we never know what's going to happen, of course. Hopefully he might crash. But anyway, yeah, Picasso there definitely got some left end plate damage, but he's doing a fantastic job of keeping up with everybody as it stands there as it stands for the midfield, or the mid-points runners at the moment. Chazza moving himself up to P7 as Jamie Enright has been passed again by Gordo down the middle straight, down the with the mid DRS straight. Ross G dropping down the order quite quickly, and he's had a problem there. He's either had some contact or he's spun it himself on the curb, and he's got some end plate damage as well, it looks like, for Ross G. So unfortunately for him, but he's got both end plates are missing there, so that's quite an odd one if he did it both in the same incident. But we shall find out, no doubt. But hopefully he can get back in the pits and get a new wing on and some new tyres on and keep going. Emerson there trying to line up a move into turn one, but he's not quite got the momentum. Jamie Enright still forcing his way through and battling hard for the lead of this race, but Emerson on the inside there of Jamie Enright trying to keep it there, but he's got to keep on the power quickly. But Jamie Enright with those soft compound tyres, I think they're still hanging on nicely enough to make sure he's got some speed advantage still. Enright. It's going to be a move here, I think, for P6 as we got, or P5 even, as no, not quite, because nobody could do it in the end. But Thugbird and Chazza all over the back now of Picasso. Chazza trying to go around the outside of Thugbird, and he's been pushed off the track there slightly, but he's been able to come back on right back where he was anyway, so shouldn't be any problems there, any time lost specifically. I'm getting the words out again. But anyway, fantastic stuff there from Chazza. Hopefully he can get a move done. Maybe even a double overtake down the main straight. We shall see. But no pit stops for no sort of strategic pit stops. I think we've had some necessary pit stops. Jamie Enright and Gordo really battling it out there. Emerson almost got taken out there, cleaned out by the Williams driver, I think there. But still going are those two. Thugbird has moved up into P5, getting past Picasso in turn 2. Lewis there, I don't know where Lewis is. Where's Lewis gone? Lewis is down in P11 at the moment, but he's just got a penalty. We've got some time penalties coming up for most of the drivers, so make sure you keep it clean and you will probably get rewarded. You will probably have a better race. Don't know what's happened to these guys at the stops. There we go. So yeah, 2 stops for Ayrton, 2 stops for Wells Maldonado. So those guys have decided to come back in the pits and go again on a new set of tyres. So unfortunately for them, they're right at the back, so they will have to keep trying. Gordo trying to pull out the slipstream once again. Emerson is right side by side with Jamie Enright here. They're going to go on the other side of Gordo. There's going to be a Gordo sandwich, and they've gone deep into the corner, and Emerson has switched back. And he's got the lead of this race now as Emerson. So fantastic move there from Emerson there, and he's up into the lead of this race. So I'm getting the wrong way round, getting the camera all wrong. So yeah, really good stuff as we've got all sorts of movement here. Here's Jamie Enright being passed by Nigel as well. So Nigel getting on it as well, trying to get past his teammate, and he's made that move stick. It looks like internet connection quality is not currently sufficient to broadcast gameplay. Well, that's just not good news, is it? So I hope everyone's stream is alright. If it doesn't come back, then well, it's alright for me on my screen. So I don't know. Hopefully it's okay for you. If it's not, just put it in the comments or something. But yeah, should be okay. Hopefully the internet decides to sort itself out, and then you can watch the stream in its lovely high definition that it is. But yeah, anyway, so back on board with the top 4. They've had their gap closed a bit by Thugbird, who's now under 6 seconds, but he's still not closing the gap in quite quickly enough, as Emerson is fighting off Gordo and Jamie Enright and Nigel and the like and all sorts, and everybody there who is trying to battle for the lead. Chazza up into P5 now for the AlphaTauri driver, and I think he is on the medium compound tyres if I'm not mistaken. So he is the second runner on the mediums, as he's a bit of lag there. Maybe it's just my end, but who knows. So yeah, hopefully everyone's stream is alright. Yeah, if there's any problems, just let us know. But yeah, everyone seems to be doing alright in terms of the racing anyway, so that's good stuff. So yeah, everyone doing a fantastic job so far. So I think if you stay in the race, it will benefit you, even if even if it's not going very well. Then in the next race it will help you because you'll be starting further up the order. But I didn't say that. So yeah, anyway. But 16 laps down. We've got about 41 laps to do, to go rather still. But I think everyone's done a great job so far in the first 16 laps. Great racing from all. So yeah, we'll just wait and see who's going to be the next mover and who's going to be the next shaker. Really, as the teammates of Lewis G and Starburst are battling about. Into turn 1 they go, and these Starburst got a penalty there, time penalty there for just going over the corner of turn 2, getting 4 wheels off the track at the same time, and that's a warning in Codemaster's book straight away. Even though in real life they seem to get away with it quite a lot more, but that's just the way it is, I think, isn't it? So unfortunate for Starburst there getting a penalty, but carrying on with this race, he's still on the back of his teammate in the on the last points paying position. So we shall see if there can be any moves made in that area for the remainder of the race. Back at the front, of course, Williams' battle is still heating up. Not Emerson's trying to pull away from Gordo now, but Gordo's still sticking with him in that DRS. So helping the Alfa Romeo driver being pulled along with the DRS of Emerson as well. So that's good stuff. As the Williams guys side by side, that's very close racing from the Williams guys. And yeah, he's just about made it stick. Has Jamie round the outside of his teammate Nigel there. As we had Starburst getting back past Lewis G for the 10th spot, on the in the points. Sorry, just for the last point as it stands at the moment. But yeah, all the gaps seem to be slightly sort of evening out now. We've got the top guys still, the top 4 are still very close to each other, of course. But Chazza now is bearing down on Nigel and Jamie Emright and Gordo. You'll probably see the soft compound tyres starting to go off about now, and the mediums coming into their own, because it's probably the best time to switch the tyres. But we've got Kaz has gone off there. I think he's all right in terms of damage. He should be okay. He's just going to make sure those tyres aren't too overheated, so he can carry on his way. But he's had a bit of a spin there, has Kaz, unfortunately for him. Nigel is in the pits, as I said that. The first of the scheduled pit stops. So he's the first guy to come into the pits, and he's putting on a set of medium compound tyres. So he's only done 18 laps on those softs. Does he reckon that the mediums can last for 40 laps? It's going to be pretty tight, that one, to see if he can make it to the end. But no doubt he shall try, as he comes out just behind Kaz, it looks like, in P12 for Nigel. So will that trigger some stops for the guys ahead of him? Welsh Maldonado is back in the pits. So the driver in last at the moment. The driver in last at the moment has a wing change. I think she's gone off as well as a wing change for Welsh Maldonado, and putting the soft compound tyres on, as Kaz has been passed by Nigel. Of course, Nigel on the fresh medium compound tyres now, so we'll be going for it. As Gordo has pitted as well, so he's making sure that he gets in within the lap, as Nigel has pitted as well. So the undercut is on for Nigel here. Gordo is coming in, and what's he going to put on? He's going to go put on a set of mediums as well. Jamie Emright is in the pits also. Jamie Emright seems to have dropped back further there from Gordo, so maybe something happened to Jamie. But Nigel is coming down the main straight now. Is he going to come out ahead of Gordo? Is going to make the undercut work? We shall see. Side by side they'll come out. No, Gordo is miles ahead. Well, not that far ahead, but he's far ahead. So yeah, outside of DRS range is Gordo anyway. So that was a great in lap from Gordo to keep ahead of Nigel and get the racing going as well. And he's come out in P9 as Gordo. Everybody else ahead of him is on 18 lap old tyres, whether they're on softs or mediums. So he will have the advantage later on in the race. So the top 3 now are the medium runners, but the gap for Emerson is just under 7 seconds. So he's steaming away, or he's now up to 7 seconds, I should say, for Emerson. So McLaren doing a great job. Well, a great job for one car. Unfortunately, not going so well for the other car. But we shall see as the race continues how that unfolds. Lewis G still battling with his teammate. Picasso is in the pits for a set of hard compound tyres. So do you reckon he can go to the end? I'm not sure. Thugbird and Chazza off the track there. Just had to get a better view, but Chazza's been off the track and he's been passed by Thugbird. who has got DRS, and so he must have been behind Chazza at the detection point. But that's that really. Jamie Enright coming out behind Picasso, it looks like, or very close to each other as Picasso comes out. He's on the hard combat tires. He's again got wing damage still as Picasso, so I'm not sure what's happened there. He's not been able to change his wing when he came into the pits. Kaz has come out of the pits now in P13 ahead of Ross G. So the pit stops starting to happen now, I think, for most of the guys, or the strategic guys. Anyway, the guys who had to pit, unfortunately, for damage and things like that, it's all over the place for them. Welsh Maldonado has set the fastest lap of the race. He's been lapped by Emerson. And Chazza is battling away with Thugbird into turn 1. Around the outside goes the AlphaTauri driver, and he makes the move stick, so up into P2 for Chazza. Lewis G again battling his teammate Starburst into turn 1, and I think they've switched positions once again, and everyone's happy there. Guna has been passed by Nigel, I believe, so Nigel is trying to get onto the back of Gordo again, but he can't quite keep up as it stands at the moment, but he's probably going to get in that window at some point in the race. Guna's just dropping out of the window now, so those soft compound tyres, 20 laps old, are getting a bit worn and a bit worse for wear as it stands. Picasso being passed by Jamie Enright into turn 1, so he's going to have to try and get the move back on the hard compound tyres as Picasso, so looking to go to the end potentially. Kaz and Ross G having their battle. I think Kaz has just been passed, but he's jumping all over the place, is the Canadian driver, and that's probably the reason why he's probably connected to my host, so it's not going to go well for him, unfortunately, in terms of connection, but hopefully he can stick in the race and do well. And yeah, he's obviously put the medium compound tyres on, so maybe going for a 2-stop is the Alfa Romeo driver here, but we shall see. Again, the Ferraris battling around, switching places again. And up into P5 is Starburst, and down into P6 is Lewis, but they seem to be switching places each lap, do the Ferrari drivers. Picasso lining up a move here on Jamie Enright. I think Jamie Enright had a problem because he has lost about 12 seconds or so to the guys he was battling originally, which was Nigel and Gordo, who are obviously up in P6 and P7 and 8 as it stands at the moment. So I think must be a problem for Jamie Enright coming into the pits, or on his in lap at least, because he's dropped quite a way down, and he's now having to battle with Picasso, who was on a different strategy to him. He still is on a different strategy to him, but he might be doing a 1-stop is Picasso, and potentially for Jamie Enright a 2-stop. So we shall see how it factors in to the race afterwards. Around turn 3 we go, and I think we're lapping. I think they're lapping. Yeah, they're lapping Welsh Maldonado down here. Lewis G and Starburst switching places once again into turn 1, as per usual. But Gordo is caught up to the back of this queue now, so he's looking to make some moves. Is the Alfa Romeo driver, and get further up the order as quickly as he can. And he's going to go for a move down the main straight, or down the mid straight. It looks like he's got the move done on Starburst. Down the inside he goes, and he's got the move done, so well done to Gordo. I think those fresh medium compound tyres are really playing a factor there, because those current Ferrari drivers on 23 lap old mediums, so not going to be too healthy at this stage of the race, I don't think. So but it seems like the medium guys can go forever, it looks like, so maybe I'm wrong, maybe they're going to be going until the end of this race as well, but they have to make one mandatory pit stop, so maybe put the softs on them for the last lap. Chazza and Thugbird are entwined in a battle for P2 as Gordo makes a move on Lewis up into P5 for Gordo, and he's the first of the pit stop runners to have made a stop, and the highest up in the order as it stands. Starburst gets past his teammate Lewis G as well, so both the Ferrari engined cars having a battle there, and it looks like Starburst and Gordo are winning out as it stands at the moment, but we shall see how the battles unfold later on in this race, of course. Elsewhere, Picasso still sticking on the back of Jamie Enright, even with that wing damage. Picasso's doing a great job, I think, in this race to cling on to the guys who are on the faster strategy, faster tyres at the moment. Kaz and Ross G into turn 1 they go, battling away, and they've made it stick. Again, Liam gets a penalty for speeding in the pit lane. He's coming in now to, I think he's going to put on a new set of boots. What boots is he putting on? He's putting on soft boots. Chazza and Thugbird battling away again, once again into turn 3. Down the inside goes the Red Bull driver, and he's not made the move stick, unfortunately, but we're both going to have DRS, I think, because the lapped car ahead of them is Welsh Maldonado, who is on the fresh set of soft compound tyres, is helping both the drivers with DRS. But Thugbird down the inside of Chazza. Chazza goes wide, and I think Thugbird has made that move stick, and he's up into P2 once again for the Red Bull driver and Red Bull team as well, I suppose. We've got Gunnar in the pits there. Gunnar's coming into the pits. He's put on a set of medium compound tyres. And he's making his way out of the pits now, and he's going to be just behind Ross G and Kaz, who are battling their way into turn 1 as per usual. Ayrton's got some wing damage there, has the McLaren driver. Unfortunately, one McLaren having a great race, the other not so much as it stands, but who knows what's going to happen later on in the race. We might have a safety car or something. I don't know if safety car's even on, but anyway, fantastic racing, that's all we want to see. But yeah, Kaz there trying to get back past Ross G. I think there's going to be some variations as Ayrton is pitting now for McLaren, and he's going to put on some new tyres and maybe get that wing changed again, because obviously he needs a nice full wing. He's had some more wing damage there on the right side for him, which unfortunately has put paid to his race once again, and he's on the medium combat tyres. Probably could go to the end of the race. About 30 laps to go. We've only done 26 laps. It's been very slow, hasn't it? Blimey. So anyway, out of the pits comes Ayrton. He's in P16. He's been lapped. I think he's almost been lapped twice, because Emerson is coming down the main straight and Ayrton is in turn 1. So it's getting there for Ayrton. Of course, Emerson has yet to make a pit stop, so that will factor in later on. Chazza down the inside into turn 1 on Thugbird, and I think he's made it. No, he's not made the move stick there. Thugbird defending very well, so it's still going in P2 is the Red Bull driver. Meanwhile, we've got a battle with Nigel making his way through past Lewis G. Nigel used to be battling with Gordo, but he's unfortunately dropped out of that battle as it stands at the moment, and he's now down into, well, he's down in P6, but he's made a move up to P6. He was behind Lewis G, obviously, in the up into turn 1, but now he'll have to set his sights on getting past Starburst as well. Chazza is miles off the track there. I don't know what's happened to Chazza there, but has he got a wing? Yep, he's got all of his wings, so he should be okay. I don't know what happened there for the Alpha Tauri driver, but hopefully, well, his wings all right, so he can carry on with his race as per normal. But unfortunately, he's lost a bit of time to the top two, the guys in front of him. But Nigel there, all over the back of Starburst now as it stands, going into the final turn. So we'll have DRS down the main straight to attack and try and get that P5, and he's still about 2 seconds behind Gordo, so still potentially in with a good result here, because he can get after the Alfa Romeo and potentially get back on the podium. Nigel makes the move stick, quite an easy move there for Nigel, didn't even have to move off the racing line. Into turn 1 he goes, and that's that done and dusted really. Hopefully he can hang on to it for the Williams driver. Gunnar, Kaz and Ross G all very close together as well, so we'll see what happens in this battle here coming up. Down the main straight they'll go again. Ross G, I think Ross G's got a DRS as well on Ayrton, it looks like. So Ayrton has been passed there by Ross G, lapped there, sorry, by Ross G. Kaz and Gunnar into turn 1. I don't know what happened there. It looked like the Haas went in too deep and it was all over the place there, but they've still carried on very nicely, so that's all good. Starburst and Lewis are following Nigel there. 28 laps for the top three rather. But 27 laps for Starburst and Lewis G on those medium compound tyres. Now 28, of course, as they cross the line. And yeah, I'm just wondering when these medium tyres are going to go off, really, because they've been doing a great job for the top, well, those 5 drivers. Ever since we started this race, they've been driving along quite smoothly on those mediums. So we shall see what happens in the next stages of the race. But we're about halfway through, I would say. I'm not quite sure. Probably about halfway through. 29 times 2, 58. So yeah, that's quick maths that was, even on a Sunday afternoon. So yeah, pretty good for me. Gunnar flying off wide there in the Haas, but he's made a move stick on the Alfa Romeo of Kaz, and up into turn 1 they go. Gunnar just diving down the inside, and he's missed his braking point completely there as Gunnar, and that's put him all the way back down to the bottom of the battle there, and he's going to have to rebuild and come again is the Haas driver. Into the pits is Thugbird in the Red Bull, so we'll see what tires he's gone on. Lap 30 we're on now, so we're over halfway now, thankfully. It looks like it's the hard compound tyres, it's the soft compound tyres, there we go. Soft compound tyres for Thugbird, so he's going to have to do 27 laps on the soft compound tyres to make it to the end. Will that be possible? We don't know, we shall find out, we will watch. But he comes out the pits in P8, is it? Yep, P8 for Thugbird, so he's got some clear air in front of him and he can get cracking with the remainder of this race. Elsewhere, it looked like he was going off the track there because of the angle, but yeah, Picasso doing a great job. He's unfortunately lost touch with the guys in front of him. He was doing pretty well to hang on even with that wing damage, but he's now under pressure from Kinzel Styles on those 4-lap-old mediums. So it will be it'll be a lot of pressure for him to keep that Renault behind, but we shall see if he can do it. Kaz looks like he's a ghost there. I'm not sure what's. I think he's because he's he's a lap car, as it looks like Emerson has lapped them both as he's coming through. Yeah, that's Kaz behind now. Emerson commanding lead as it stands at the moment, 20 seconds over Chazo in P2, but of course Thugbird was in P2, about 9 seconds or so behind, and he has made a pit stop recently, so we shall see whether that puts Emerson into a state of panic and he has to pit himself. Kinzel Styles has passed Picasso into turn 1, or just before turn 1 really. He's made that move and he's got the Renault up into P9, Picasso down to P8. Gordo and Chaza is off the track. Chaza is off the track. I think that was self-inflicted for the AlphaTauri driver. And he's recovered now, but he's definitely got wing damage there. No, Gordo back up to P2 is the Alfa Romeo driver, but Chaza, yeah, definite wing damage on the left there for the AlphaTauri driver, so he will have to come in the pits most likely and put on a new set of boots and get a wing change as well. Oh, it's gone quiet. All the gaps have formed. Starburst is in the pits, and so Lewis G carries on because of course he doesn't want to double stack. Chaza is also in the pits. Starburst putting on a set of soft compound tyres, and away he goes. Chaza coming in now. He's on the mediums, of course, so 31 laps on the mediums, and he's putting on the on the soft compound tyres as well, getting a wing change, and he will be on his way very soon. So who came out the pits then? It was Starburst. Starburst is out in P9, and clear air as well for the Ferrari driver, so you can get some good lap times in and get going. Chaza coming behind this battle of Ross G and Kaz, ahead of Gunnar in P14 for that at the moment as the Haas driver, but he's right on the back of this battle with Chaza, so we'll probably have some serious pace on those fresh soft compound tyres as well. We shall see. Who knows? Thugbird is on the back now of Jamie Emright. Jamie Emright was having a great start to this race, obviously battling away with Gordo, with Nigel and with Emerson for the lead of the race at the beginning, but he's unfortunately had some sort of mishap unfortunately earlier on, about sort of 10 laps ago or so. Put under pressure from Thugbird now on those fresh soft compound tyres, and that Red Bull is lining up a move on the Williams now as we see into turn 1, but not quite in too far back for Thugbird, and we'll have to recalculate and go again later on in the lap, potentially down this DRS straight as he's side by side, it looks like from this camera angle anyway, but I'm not quite sure as we see him again here. And Thugbird has made the move and he's up into P5 is the Red Bull driver, and he's got the move and he's made it stick on the Williams, as Emerson from the lead of the race is pitting for some soft compound tyres. Onto the softs as Jamie Emright has retired. He's gone off there somehow, but yeah, not sure how that happened. Looks like he went straight on there at that turn, so he might have just got a bit fed up with his race, but that's very unfortunate for Jamie Emright. He's down to the back, and I think he'll probably be starting at the back as well because he didn't finish this race for Britain as well, but unfortunate for him there. But hopefully he can stick around for another few laps and we'll get on with Britain at some point in the day anyway. Liam D I think is he's about to be lapped again by Lewis, I think it was, so he's under pressure is Liam D from the Ferrari driver who's trying to lap him. Chaz has got past Kaz and he's up into P11. Those fresh softs are really working for the AlphaTauri driver, but he's going to have to try and... He's going to make a double move on Ross G as well. No, into turn one they go. All of them a bit messy there, but they've made it through unscathed, and yeah, up into P11 as Kaz dives down the inside, and that was never going to work from Kaz. Unfortunately, it was just a desperate move, as he's come off worse there, but he's not got any damage as well, so he can carry on the Alfa Romeo driver. But that was a bit desperate from Kaz, unfortunately. But yeah, nobody came off too badly, I don't think. So we carry on. Lewis G in the pits for Ferrari, so 1 lap later than his teammate. Is his teammate going to get an undercut on the Ferrari for the Ferraris? I think he is, definitely, because Lewis G coming out the pits now. Starburst down the main straight is past his teammate. He's going to have quite a significant undercut there, is Starburst. So congratulations to him. He's done a fantastic strategy call there, and he's beaten his teammate, or he's got ahead of his teammate quite comfortably now. Lewis G, I think, might have had a 5-second penalty because he's dropped very far back now, 9 seconds back to his teammate. So he must have had a very big problem on his in lap. But either way, it's all good. Chaz are up into P10 now. Back in the points is the AlphaTauri driver, getting past Ross G. 22 lap old hards for Ross G and 2 lap old softs, so it was not really a contest there. Emerson took the fastest lap, a sub 1 minute fastest lap of 59.676, I believe it was anyway, but I'm not quite sure because I didn't see it fully. But yeah, I think everyone's sort of equalled out now. The gaps are there, and we've got about 21 laps to go. I'm running out of stuff to say, really, to be honest, so if anybody wants to say some stuff, just put it in the comments and I'll read it out for you. But yeah, so well, unless, yeah, well, I'll have to make sure I read it first before I read it out loud. But yeah, anyway, so Chazza is really going to get after the guys ahead of him. DMAC is next up, 32 laps on those hard combat tyres. He's put them on, I think it was quite early on because he had wing damage, did the Racing Point driver, but he's going to see Chazza come up in his wing mirrors very soon. Starburst is in DRS range of Picasso. Of course, Picasso with that wing damage. Emerson gets another fastest lap. It's now a 59.631. I saw that clearly. But yeah, Starburst is going to try and make a move on the Mercedes driver and get up into P6 for Ferrari. We've got I think it's a lapped car there getting out of the way, it looks like. But yeah, as they go down the back straight, they go. There's a bit of lag there, probably on my end, not on their end. But hopefully everyone's alright there down there. But oh yeah, they're not doing very well, are they? Look at that. So, jumping all over the place. But Starburst has made the move into P6. Wherever they are on the straight, they're somewhere on the straight. But Starburst can see clearly enough to make the move into turn 1 or before turn 1. And Ferrari now up into P6 with Starburst, and P8 for Lewis as well, as DMAC has pitted. So Chazza promoted to P9. Ross G as well up into P10. So yeah, dropping down the order is DMAC. Lando Norris P1, I think that's Daniel Ricciardo in P1, I'm afraid. Yeah, definitely not Lando Norris, no. Car number 21, so 2 plus 1 equals 3, and 3 is Daniel Ricciardo, so that's just the way it is. But yeah, so I've no idea. I think Emerson's car number 21 anyway, so I don't know what car number Ayrton is. I think he's car number 12, so reversed. So yeah, both of them are Daniel Ricciardo because they both add up to 3. And that's also really quick maths for a Sunday afternoon as well. But anyway, Starburst now making a move on Kinzel. Styles up into P5, goes Starburst. And if he is going to the end on these softs, he's doing a great job because he's promoting himself quickly up the order. He's got a 14-second gap to P4, but it's quite a while. But he can get on it now and just focus on bringing that gap down now, can the Ferrari driver. Nigel gets the 3-second time penalty there, but he's I think he's out of range. Let's have a look at the penalties because we haven't even looked at the penalties yet. 6 seconds for Nigel, so he would drop down a position there and promote Thugbird up onto the podium. 3 seconds for Starburst, 6 for Kinzel. Everyone down to Kaz has got 3 seconds there. Kaz has unfortunately got 9, and then Liam's got 14 for a speeding in the pits a couple of times, I think it was, plus a penalty there. So yeah, not too good for the penalty situations, but everyone's doing a great job keeping it going on track. Where's the nearest battle going on? It's going to be these guys, I think. They've just sort of had their battle already, haven't they? But and it's sort of moved on now. But we shall see when the next battle comes up. We'll have a look. I think Nigel is bearing down on Gordo. I did say that Gordo, we had about a 2.5 second gap in the when the pit stops were made by these two, and Nigel brought that gap down. I'm trying to get in the DRS Rangers. We've got Alfa Romeo going wide there. It was Kaz just getting off the track there. Don't have to do that anymore because you can just you'll just ghost. You can just ghost through the lap cars anyway. So don't worry about getting out of the way for them. Makes it more difficult for the leaders as well. So that's a bit of fun. Anyway, into the pits is Nigel. Nigel's coming in the pits now. Is the Williams driver. So he's making a strategic call here. Potentially, I don't know, he might have a wing change as well, but we'll find out. And yeah, into the pits comes Nigel. So he's making some sort of extra stop for some reason, and he's going onto the softs. It looks like, so maybe he wasn't confident on getting those mediums to the end, and he wanted to put some soft boots on, get some fastest laps under his belt, and get going. Kaz is retired in the pits, so unfortunately for Kaz, that's him out of the race. Kinzel Starters has passed Nigel. Nigel coming out of the pits now, ahead of Picasso just about, but he's going to be under pressure from Picasso if he doesn't get a move on. But I think with those soft tyres, he'll be churning in those laps, getting those fastest laps coming out as soon as he can, of course. Liam D there picking up another 3-second time penalty for him, unfortunately, but he's doing a great job of keeping in this race. That's what we want to see in any league race, really. There's no point giving up in any league race. Anything can happen, and it usually does. It's F1, isn't it? So that's the way it goes. Nigel is going to be putting the pressure now on Kinzel Stars down the main straight. He should make an easy pass, I would expect, with DRS. Car number 36 in the Williams. Away we go. We're already past him, I think, by the time we get to the finish line, pretty much. Yep, so Nigel up into P5, and yeah, getting after Stava. So I think yeah, Nigel probably didn't see he was going to make any gains on the guys in front of him, and decided to make an extra stop, goes get some softs on, and go for some fastest laps, and he's going to be probably promoting himself back up to P4, maybe even P3 if he can get a move on later on in this race. And yeah, we might see Nigel back on the podium, but we never know. We shall find out in about 15 laps, if my calculations are correct. 16 laps probably. But of course we've got yeah, this is the first race of two. We've got, this is Bahrain short, 100% distance, and then we've got Britain short as well, which is coming up after this race. As soon as this one is done, we will be cracking on with Britain short, which should be a reverse grid. Hopefully the game itself sorts out the reverse grid. If not, we're going to have to take some action and sort some stuff out. Nigel is yeah, trying to get past the ghost car there, it looks like, of... Who is that ghost car of? It is of Welsh Maldonado. Doing a great job of getting in the way and being very annoying is Welsh Maldonado. But Nigel with those fresh tyres will probably come through. Oh, sorry, Welsh Maldonado's on fresh tyres as well. So both of them having a battle or a duel on the soft compound tyres. But unfortunately, it's not for position. It's for unlapping yourself, I suppose, in a way. But yeah, anyway. Thugbird is coming around the final corner. He's on the back now of Gordo. Down the main straight to go with DRS assistance for the Red Bull, and I think this is for position for the second place on the podium. Emerson is checked out in the lead, it looks like, at the moment. So well done to Emerson. I've done a great job. I can't remember where he started. We'll have a look now. Position change, please. He started in P7, so yeah, not too bad. And would have been better if he started at the back, of course, to actually make it a challenge for him. But whatever. 59.440 there from Welsh Maldonado, getting the fastest lap and stealing it off of Emerson. So fantastic driving there from Welsh Maldonado. Into the pits comes Liam D. Back in the pits is the Racing Point, and I think also he's already had his pit stops. So he's back out on softs now. Ayrton up into P13. Chazza in the pits again as well. He's done 10 laps on those softs. So it's not gone too well for him on this stint. I don't know if he's in for another wing change or not. Yeah, he's in for another wing change. He must have had another off somewhere onto a fresh set of soft compound tyres. I'm not sure if this is position or not, but it seems like it is. But there's a... Oh, I think it was Emerson getting... the wrong McLaren I'm looking at there. I was thinking that it was Ayrton and Liam battling away, but it's Emerson and Liam battling away, unfortunately. Yeah, Liam is 2.7 seconds behind Ayrton on fresh soft compound tyres, so can try and bring that gap down, can the Racing Point, and get after P13. Meanwhile, in the middle straight, we've got Thugbird trying to make a move on Gordo to promote himself up into P2, but he can't quite make it stick. He's run out of straight, really, hasn't he? In the middle of that straight, but he's got plenty of time to save up some ERS. He's got plenty of ERS save, so he can deploy that down the main straight with the DRS assistance, or he might choose to do it now. Is he going to try and make an overtake into the final turn? Not quite for the Red Bull, but he's definitely going to be. Oh, there's a bit of a nudge there. Hopefully Gordo's all right. But yeah, a bit of a nudge there. But yeah, Thugbird now with DRS assistance can power through. Gordo is doing his best to defend, and he's not going to make the move stick. I don't think he's too far back. Is Thugbird now, but he could have easily made that move stick. So I think he's just playing with Gordo yeah, just making Gordo use up all of his ERS so he can't defend. Nigel up into P4, so he's regained his position after making that extra stop. So he's up into P4 now. Oh, he's battling side by side with Starburst into turn 1, but yeah, he's made it stick now. Starburst dropping down to P5, but a fantastic drive, I think, from Starburst in the Ferrari. He's done a really good job. He's probably been the driver of the day for me so far. Up 9 positions as well was Starburst, so he's done a fantastic job. Let me get back on the tyres. There we go. Yeah, so he's doing a fantastic job with Starburst. Of course, COBALT driver doing and showing how good of a driver he is compared to all of the leagues when they're all combined together. But he's doing a fantastic job in both this event and the previous 100% event as well. Ayrton is back in the pits for another wing change. He's putting a soft set of boots on, soft or sefts or whatever. Anyway, sorry, Kaz is asked for a 30-second head start in the next race. I don't know how to do that. I'm sure Codemaster should implement that sort of thing into the race. It'd be great to have an event where we've got a head start on other drivers and things like that. But yeah, sort of like a one of the career mode type sort of events, invitational events. But yeah, unfortunately, I can't do that, I'm afraid. Chazza there getting a 3-second time penalty. He is all the way down in P12. Is Chazza? He's been lapped. He's been lapped by that Williams there. I think it must have been Nigel. Yep, it must be Nigel because Jamie Enright is not in the race. So yeah, Nigel doing a great job there. He's got the gap now to Starburst, and he's going to be trying to bring the gap down to Gordo. 26 laps on those medium compound tyres for Gordo. He might be in a bit of danger if Nigel can get some good laps in and get on the back of him very quickly, because he's gaining quite quickly on this lap on its own. So he's got 10 laps to go when he crosses the line, has Nigel. He's got 12 seconds to do. So we'll see if Nigel can catch up with the Alfa Romeo. Of course, the penalty situation will come into play as well when they cross the line, when the 3-second time penalties are factored into the race classifications. In the meantime, we will just have to sit here and sing a song, I think, but I can't think of any songs to sing. So we've got some action coming up now. DMAC is now in DRS range of Ross G. It did sound like somebody went in the wall there. Yeah, it was Liam. Yeah, Liam. I did hear a thud as somebody went into the wall, but it was Liam who's been on the lap car now. He's into the pits once again. Is the Racing Point. So hopefully he can put a set of boots on. As we've got another spinner. We've got Chazza there. I just saw the yellow flag of the Alpha Tauri off the track, and it was Chazza unfortunately going off the track there. And we've got somebody who's very well endowed coming past the window. But anyway, Liam D into the pits onto a fresh set of mediums, it looks like. So maybe he didn't have any softs left, unfortunately for him. Ayrton jumping up into P3 because of the extra pit stop from Liam. I think we're going to have a look at how many pit stops people have done. There's been quite a few, hasn't it? So 4 stops there for Liam, Ayrton and Welsh Maldonado. So that's a feat in itself. Even in a 100% race, it's pretty good sort of thing. I don't know. Everyone else has made 1 stop or 2 stops or so. So everyone else doing a great job. Emerson is in the pits. He's probably got a gap to Thugbird behind him. He's coming back out on a fresh set of softs, it looks like. Thugbird is coming around the final corner, but I don't think he's going to be able to get up into P1. He's going to be out behind Emerson still, but very close I think it will be. So we'll find out in just a second when Emerson comes out of the pits. Yeah, it's going to be very tight And yeah, Emerson just had enough time to get that move done. Liam has said, is there space for Britain? There probably is. If you jump into the races party, then you'll be able to ask one of them for an invite for Silverstone when we get in the lobby. Lewis G and a lapped car having a battle there, and he's trying to catch up to Kinzel Styles. The mediums there have done quite a lot of laps now. 29 laps for Gordo on those mediums. And Nigel is bringing that gap down on those fresh softs in P4 as it stands, but I don't know if he's going to have enough laps to do it. Got a yellow flag as somebody is... I think it's on this straight, isn't it? Somebody's moving over. Yeah, it looks like somebody's moving over there. I don't know who that is. It looks like an AlphaTauri as Lewis G going well over the curb there. The AlphaTauri slowing down on the straight and then speeding up to block Lewis G, it looks like. So unfortunately for Lewis G, that's the case. And it's not Chazza, so it must be World Maldonado. No pointing fingers, of course. But yeah, so Emerson putting the fresh set of boots on. We've got low on lap 50 now as it stands, so I think quite a few people have been lapped as well, so they'll probably have less laps to do as we've got some movement towards the pits. No, not quite, sorry, they just were playing around and messing around with my head. But yeah, so you got somebody going well wide into turn one there. Was it Welsh Maldonado as well yet? Just disappearing off the track was Welsh Maldonado. But still going nonetheless, which is good. Oh dear. And yeah, that's what happens when you spectate somebody and give them the commentator's curse. So yeah, I won't do that anymore. I won't talk about anybody I'm spectating. Lewis G up into P7 now, looking to promote himself up to P6. Of course, we've got the penalty situation in hand. So yeah, Lewis G technically would already be in P6 with the penalties once if they cross the line now, because Kinzel Stars there has got 6 seconds and Lewis G is on 3 seconds, so he would jump based on the penalty situation. But Lewis G doesn't want to do that. He wants to win it on track, or win P6 on track anyway. So he'll be looking to make a move on Kinzel Styles into turn 1. Down the main straight they go. DRS is active and available. Side by side into turn 1 they go. Down the inside is Lewis G. Not much room there left from Kinzel Styles. He's going to have to regroup and think about his next move. Trying to go down the inside there, and that's not going to work. We saw that earlier in this race. It's not going to work if you do that. So he's not going to have to bide his time once again. Kinzel has got DRS on the lapped car ahead, so that's helped him defend from his position now as it stands. So Lewis G going to have to compose himself and go again, probably on the main straight once again on the next lap 52 of 57. So we're coming up to the final. Well, Kinzel Star's got another penalty there, unfortunately. So that's going to that's really going to push him down the order. Well, push him down into P7 as it stands at the moment. But of course, Picasso and DMAC and Ross G can all try and play a factor in that and catch up and get further up in the points. But let's have a look again as we've got no DRS for Kinzel this time. Into the inside goes Lewis G. Really poor camera angle there, but Kinzel Styles, as you can see on board with the Renault driver, has been passed by Lewis G in the Ferrari. So up into P6. So Ferrari doing a great job, I think, actually, in this race. So P5 and P6 so far. We've got the alarm is sounding as the celebrations kick off in Ferrari's garage for that. So yeah, congratulations to Ferrari doing a great job in P5 and P6. But yeah, I think they're doing the best out of the constructors so far. They've got 2 guys in the mid points doing a great job, doing a cracking drive. Kinzel's trying to stick on the back here of the Ferraris, but he's going to try and get himself dragged along, but I don't know if he's going to be able to stick within that DRS range for that long, as Lewis G, obviously they both got quite a lot of DRS, they have actually, so, but Kinzel though, with the DRS, just making sure he gets nicely pulled along, so he's ahead of Picasso when they cross the line. And I think P7 isn't a bad result for the Renault driver. I think he's done a great job this race as well, so they've all done a great job of all the guys who've been able to get to the line. It's a long race. Even though it's a short track, it's still a long race, 57 laps, about a minute or so per lap as well, so almost an hour of racing, I think. So fantastic stuff from all the guys who've done a great job of carrying on in this race. Welsh Maldonado is retired from the session. As I said that, So unfortunately for Welsh Maldonado, that is her race done and dusted. So I think that promotes Liam D into P1 for the next race, but we shall find out. Nigel, they're making a move on Gordo. Gordo in the pits. So Gordo, with 3 laps to go, is in the pits. Or 3.5 laps to go, I suppose. So I'm not sure what's happened there for the Alfa Romeo driver. It seems to be going all over the place with his speedometer in the pit lane, which is probably not allowed. But in he comes for a set of soft compound tyres. He's pretty slow out the box as well. Jamie Enright has left the session, so unfortunately that's it for Jamie. Gordo said Verstappen moment, so Gordon had a Verstappen moment apparently in the pits. But out he comes Gordo back out in P7, so without those penalties as well, no penalties for Gordo, so if he can get a move on, he's only got 3 laps to do it, but he can probably jump up a few places if he can catch up to the guys ahead of him, or at least make a dent in there with the penalty situation coming up. But everyone's calmed down now in the race. People asking for invites back. I can't invite you back because I'm watching the race at the moment. So I'll invite you back when we're back in the lobby. But yeah, everyone's quieting down now for the remaining few laps. Emerson out in the lead, 13 seconds ahead of Thugbird. Doing a great job where these guys at 24 laps for the on the softs as Thugbird has done. Well, blimey, that's pretty good. I'm just losing my voice there anyway. So yeah, so fantastic stuff. Lap 56, so 2 laps to go for the race leader, and we will be able to crack on with the next race, which of course is Silverstone Short, or Britain Short. So yeah, very sort of strange circuit is Britain Short. I've only done a couple of races around there. One of them was in full wet conditions, and it was a nightmare. So yeah, it will be interesting. Of course, it will be clear weather for Silverstone Short, as well as tonight's race in Bahrain as well. So it is set to clear weather. Ballant has left the session, but unfortunately Ballant wasn't racing anyway for him. So hopefully he can come back in. But yeah, Emerson's done a great job. I think he's controlled the race. He started down in P7. I don't need to double check that because I've already checked that before. But yeah, 15 seconds is the gap now. So he's putting out a great gap even each lap, even now. 6 laps on those softs. I don't know if he's got the fastest lap, but we'll see what we can do as we cross the line to begin the very final lap of the race. And Emerson is doing a fantastic job there, leading the way, of course, by example. The gold world champion of season 5. So yeah, it must be something that is good about him because he can race semi-decently. So yeah. Gordo there on the back of Kinsale Styles. Like I said, he brought that gap down very quickly, didn't he? Because he was on those fresh softs. We'll be looking to make a move down the main straight and of course get after Lewis G, etc. Because of the penalty situation, Gordo could get promoted back up a couple of spots here if he can get a move on. But yeah, doing a cracking job there, Gordo. I think actually was probably forced into that final stop just because he had the tyre wear, didn't have the tyre wear to get to the end. But yeah, fantastic stuff. Welshman Nado said, the question is, how can my tyre come off without my wing getting any damage? Clearly you have no experience of the Codemasters damage model, and that's all I have to say about that really, because that is the damage model. Emerson has won the race. Busy looking at the comments. Emerson has won the race, so fantastic stuff for him. We have had a racing point going to the back of him there, but that racing point was already finished as well. So Thugbird there crossing the line in P2. So fantastic stuff for the Red Bull team. Nigel going to come across the line in P3 as well. Smashing it into the wall there was Nigel. Ayrton unfortunately had a 5-second penalty that was unserved, so he's crossed the line in P13. Starbust is going to be as Gordo and Nigel, or Gordo and Lewis, sorry, battling away into the final turn. I don't think that was necessary really anyway, because Gordo didn't have any penalties, so he's going to jump up the order anyway. Starbust P4, Gordo P5, Lewis P6, Kinsale P7, Picasso will be P8, DMAC P9, Ross G P10. driver of the day there, of course, was Thug, but I think he gained 13 positions or something, which is pretty good from the Red Bull driver. But the McLaren is on the top step. The McLaren on top step, Red Bull in P2. And then I think it was Nigel in the Williams there getting P3, so well done to the Williams driver Nigel. Of course, he was in the battle at the beginning of the race as well, wasn't he? So fantastic stuff. Emerson there getting the fastest lap as well, so just an extra point there for the McLaren team. But yeah, that's been Bahrain short, well, the Bahrain 100% short. So we'll crack on. The next race will be Silverstone short, which should take about 45 minutes or so. So we shouldn't be as long as this race rather. This race has gone on for too long. I think I'm getting really knackered. So yeah, probably because I didn't have a great night's sleep. But yeah, anyway, we'll worry about that another time. Just waiting for the timer to tick down. Everyone having a great job of putting on a great show for this race. This is the order, of course, but I've already gone through it really. Anyway, so yeah, unfortunately, Jamie M. Wright, Kaz, and Wolf Maldonado did not finish this race, so I don't know where they'll start in the next race, but we'll find out in a few seconds' time. I think we shall see. So just waiting for Codemasters to sort out their lobbies and shit. Oh, I shouldn't have said that, but anyway. Right, I think everybody is in, so we can just crack on. I think we've got a full lobby as well now, so yeah, we can just crack on with the race. I think everybody, yeah, we've got a full grid as well for this race, so we have some late joiners, but everyone can get going to ready up and crack on with Silverstone short. We're just waiting for the guys to get themselves sorted, and then we'll crack on with the second and the final race of the night. We've got Silverstone short coming up in a couple of minutes, but yeah, of course there'll be a formation lap as well. But just waiting for everyone to ready up, and we'll crack on with the next race. Right, Joe, we're almost underway. We're just waiting for the timer to carry on and tick off, and then we'll crack on with the second race of the night, the Silverstone short. Silverstone short. Just the is there as well. But yeah, so everyone, it should be a reverse grid based on results from Bahrain, but we'll have to just hope that that's the case. I'm not sure what's going to happen really. We'll find out in a very short while. But everyone's going to be just loading in, getting their setup sorted, getting comfortable in the cars and everything, making sure they've had a toilet break, and then we'll crack on. I think it's about 41 minutes is what I remember it was when I did a sort of sim race round, just a simulated race round here. Waiting for Chazza now to load in. Of course, it's just Chazza we're waiting for. But yeah, fantastic stuff so far. I think Bahrain was a really good show. I think everyone's done a fantastic show in all the 100% races so far. We've done, of course, USA and Japan short a week ago, or 2 weeks ago now. Bahrain just gone as well, which was fantastic. And now we've got Britain short coming up, and this will be the final race for the 100% series as well. So I think everyone's done a fantastic job so far. So yeah, just waiting for the guys to load in their setups. Once the timer starts ticking down, we'll be able to crack on with the race. But there'll be a formation lap, of course, as well. So making sure everyone is familiar with the track before they start racing around it, of course. There's the timer, finally. Got there in the end. But yeah, hopefully everyone has a good race this race as well. Of course, they've got some guys starting at the back who have joined for this race only. Why am I first as Gordo? I don't know. I'm not sure what's happened. But we'll find out when we get on with the race, I think. But yeah, well, congratulations to you. It might just be a random grid for this race as well, but I did set it to reverse. But we'll see what happens as we load in. But yeah, okay. Everyone's going to be all over the place, it looks like, so sounds great. Let's put Emerson in 12, so that's good enough, just about. So yeah, I don't know what happened to the order there, but unfortunately we're going to have to deal with it because it's decided just to spit everyone out in random places as per usual, thanks to Codemasters. But yeah, that's the way it goes, unfortunately. So we're going to have to stick with it and see how the race goes as well. Of course, everyone cruising around the formation lap. Everyone cruising around the formation lap, and we're just making sure that everyone's having a great time in Silverstone, of course. So very short lap this one as well. Of course, we've got the predicted pit stop strategy down there. We've got a soft to medium, and then soft to hard potentially. But let's see what these drivers decide to do when they get round the lap. Of course, 20 drivers on the grid. Hopefully, everyone can stay in this race, of course. It's a very short race, or a shorter race by about 20 minutes or so compared to Bahrain, so we'll be a bit quicker than last time. 52 laps around Britain short coming up. As we've got everyone lining up on the grid, we've got Tango there as well, so Tango just lining up on the grid in P20 as it stands. I'm not sure why it messed up the grids, but oh, this is a great angle. Yeah, here we go. 5 lights are on, 5 lights are off. They've decided to not go anywhere because, as you can hear, the revs are building. They've gone, it sounds like, but not on my screen. And any minute now they'll be going. 3, 2, 1, go. Yep, there we go. They're off, and away they go. So into off they go, all 20 of them. Somebody on the grass there. Into turn 1 we go. Round turn 2. Oh, we've got a bit of contact there between Kaz and Chazza. It looks like, I think, 2 people who are pretty prone to a bit of lag. So yeah, I think there's no ill intentions there as we go straight on. Of course, I was expecting them to go left there as well, honestly, but we go straight on instead. Let's have a look at we have a look at the position changes. I'll keep having a look at the position changes for the first lap, of course. Liam D and Picasso having a battle down there, and Liam Yeh dropping down to the back. No damage for Liam Yeh though, so that's all right. Gordo dropping down the order into P5 as he's being passed by everybody, it looks like, unfortunately. So we'll see what happens with that one. Emerson and Ballint having a bit of a battle there, coming together between the McLaren and the Haas. Nigel taking the fastest lap there as he's got into the lead of this race, and off goes Nigel. Into the pits is Thugbird and Picasso. Must have had some damage for the Red Bull and the Mercedes drivers. Hopefully they can crack on with this race. Oh, yeah, wing change there for both of them, it looks like. Yeah, no wing at all there for the Mercedes. That must be a big impact because it is on reduced damage, so he must have gone straight into a wall somehow. But everyone else is carrying on nicely. Guna trying to go around the outside there into Stowe. Emerson getting past there by DMAC. And everyone sort of battling away, trying to sort out their positions. Jamie Enright, Chazza now setting the fastest lap. As I think Chazza was back in his element. He was not liking Bahrain, but he seems to be enjoying Silverstone, of course, as it stands at the moment. Only 3 laps in, 2:52. We've got a yellow flag as we have a AlphaTauri off the track in turn 1, and it is Welsh Maldonado recovering now onto the track. She is, and she's made it back onto the track. She's got some end plate damage there for the AlphaTauri, car number 96, but we'll be able to soldier on there. Potentially could carry on without making a pit stop as well, but we'll find out, see if she can pit, or if she does pit at the end of this lap. Ross G going around the outside of Stowe, of DMAC, sorry, I should say in Stowe, at Stowe, there we go, and getting a move up into P9. Moves going on all over the place. Emerson has overtaken his teammate and his brother Ayrton for P7, and is going to be hunting down Chaza. Welsh Maldonado 5-second penalty there for speeding into the pit lane. Chaza and Jamie Enright battling away in the the new middle sector. So yeah, he's got DRS, but I think Jamie Enright's going to have DRS as well on his teammate Nigel. Down the back we have more yellow flags, and we have got Liam, who's off in turn 1. I think again, same as Welsh Maldonado, had a bit of a problem going through that corner. The tyre strategies I shall have a look at. We have got Welsh Maldonado on the hard compound tyres coming out of the pits. Liam D started on the hard compound tyres. So that was the racing point choice. Of course, started on the hard combat tyres in Bahrain as well, so maybe that's his preferred strategy call, of course. Ballin and Emerson battling away into the final turn. Emerson makes that move stick up into P5 for McLaren. Ballin there is Emerson now leading the queue, but it was Ballin leading the queue. So there's quite a few drivers all bunched up behind. We've got somebody's coming off. Somebody's gone off behind. It is Lewis G, who's flown off the track there in turn 1. I think there's quite a few people taking a few punts, taking a few risks at turn 1. Speaking of punts there, Ross G into the back of Kaz, it looked like. But again, there might be a bit of lag there because, of course, like I said, Kaz is doing a great job of racing from Canada. So fantastic stuff to have him in ALR, of course. Starbust there making a move around down the inside there on the Stoke on the Hangar Straight up into Stowe on DMAC there. But DMAC fighting back. Will he get the move back? I don't know. We'll find out. Kaz there being overtaken or sliding around the final corner. There was Kaz. He's battling away with Tango. Tango round. Oh god, this is going to go end badly, I think, because it's turn 1 and it doesn't go very well with some people just on their own there, doesn't it? But as we had somebody go off there as well, I think it was Kinsale Styles or somebody had a problem. There was another very nice shot of the Renaults flying through turn 1. Liam D is off. That's what the yellow flag is for. Sorry, it's Liam D who's off in the final couple of corners. He needs to make sure he cools those tyres down before he gets going again, and then he can get the power down and keep going. Thugbird, having made that early pit stop, is now setting fastest laps, 45.841 for the Red Bull driver. Yellow flags all over the place now, as I think Liam is still struggling out there. I think what he's done is he's overheated those tyres, and now it's causing him pain. And now trying to get the pace re-going, as he's got 10-second time penalty there as well. Unfortunately for the Racing Point drivers, we've got somebody flying off the track there. Lewis G is just retired. I'm not sure what's happened there exactly. That's Ballin. That's Ballin's car there, and Lewis G is... Where's Lewis G? I can't even tell what's happening here because it's all over the place and it's a bit of a mess. But yeah, anyway, so well, that was that really. Yeah, there's a Mercedes off as well. Picasso's off in the final sector as well. So Tango's left the section. Blimey, it's all happening now. Picasso's just driven back. Liam D's retired from the session. He's in the pit. I don't know what happened to Ballin and Lewis, but I think they were in different parts of the track. It looked like Ballin has left the session. Yep, that was Ballin anyway. Yeah, so that's that really. DMAC is getting past Tango. Tango, of course, has unfortunately lagged out the session, so we need to try and rejoin as soon as he can. He usually can get back in the session quite quickly. Picasso is retired once again. I think everyone's given up now, it looks like. So yeah, that's unfortunate for Ballin, Picasso, Lewis G and Liam, just having enough there and just deciding to quit. So that's well, it's up to them really, isn't it? Anyway, Ross G there is still putting on a show, still going for the overtakes, and he's got Ayrton lined up for a move probably down the Wellington Straight with DRS assistance. Of course, usually there's 2 DRS zones in Silverstone, but of course with the short track there's only 1, because we had 2 in Bahrain just now, but just before. But yeah, this one's only got 1 DRS straight. Tango is back in the session, which is good. We've got a bit of a queue forming here. I don't know who's what. I think it's Liam D who's retired as well. So Liam D's car is just on track still for some reason, and he's being passed as Liam is now dropping down the order as well. So not sure what's going on here. It's all a bit confusing. Ayrton's been passed there by Ross G, but up in the upper echelons of this race, I'm really not sure what's going on. There's a racing point going around the track, but he's not. Now he's pulled over. Yeah. Anyway, there we go. He's gone. So Jamie Enright battling away with Nigel, with Chazza for the lead of this race. All of them weaving all over the place. The two in the background are on medium compound tyres. Of course, Jamie Enright, who's in the lead of this race at the moment, is on the soft compound tyres. So we'll be making an earlier stop than the two behind him, but we shall see how it fares later on in this race, which strategy is going to be the best strategy, and whatever happens, it will happen. So very close at the top again, with top three very close. Gordo in P4, Emerson is bearing down in P5, and we've got Ross G and Ayrton, D-Mac as well, and Starburst in P9, Liam Yeh in P10. The yellow flag for somebody, didn't see who it was unfortunately, but that's that really. We're on lap 11 of 52 already, so this race is flying by, which is fantastic for me because I want to go to bed. Welshman Nardo got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane there for AlphaTauri, unfortunately for her. Chazza, Nigel, Jamie Enright all over each other there, trying to battle for the lead of this race. And down the inside goes Jamie Enright, and that was just a move that was never going to happen, unfortunately, and he's been spun out there by his teammate. A bit of damage there for Jamie Enright as well, I think, so he's going to have to come into the pits most likely, as Emerson's gone into the back of him as well. So yeah, that's just what you call bad racing, unfortunately, from everybody, it looks like. So everyone making contact with each other, and it's just come off worse for Jamie Enright and for Emerson as well. So that's what you need to do, is you need to make care. If you're making a dive bomb, you need to make sure that the other driver is going to trust you and you're not going to make contact with the other driver. And unfortunately that's what happened in that situation, is that there was contact made, and it came off worse for Jamie and Emerson in the end as well. So unfortunate for Emerson also. Jamie Enright into the pits for Williams, and we'll be able to put on a fresh set of pretty hard compound tyres as we get to the end. I'm not quite sure, but we'll find out. Gordo up into P4 as it stands. Jamie Enright is... Oh, he's coming through the pit lane, sorry. I was just wondering where I was dropping down. Liam D has said that he's just practicing no TC, so I think he's did pretty well in terms of practicing no TC in the previous race as well. I think you did a much better job in the previous race with no TC, unfortunately. But yeah, good to practice on this game now before the new game comes out. Of course, all the as Gooner's retired as well now. Gooner's decided to call it a day. So we have, what was I saying? The new game of course coming out soon. We've got there's Jamie Enright coming out pits, as we can see. Gooner having a few issues at the exit of turn 1. Liam Yeh and Tango battling away in the final corner. Yeah, so of course best now to practice. If you want to practice or assist, turning off assist, as Liam and Tango, as Liam has smashed Tango into a wall there, which is absolutely great racing etiquette. As D-Mac retired as well. So yeah, everyone's calling it quits, it looks like. So maybe we won't even get 52 laps of this, and I can go to bed even earlier, which would be fantastic for me. It works out brilliantly for me, so that's all good. But yeah, it's up to you guys, because you voted to race on this race, and I'm just having to commentate on it. But yeah, no problems. So yeah, we've only got less than 15 runners now, about 13 runners I think in the end. Started off with 20 and we've only done 15 laps, so yeah, it's they're dropping like flies, as some people would say. But yeah, those guys who are still in the race doing a good job. Nigel has been overtaken by Chazza. I completely missed that, of course, but he's still on the back of the AlphaTauri to try and keep with the leader and try and maybe get a move done later on in the race. Once again, we've got yellow flags. It is for Welshman Nardo again. The AlphaTauri not enjoying turn 1. Tango's left the session. I think he's probably left the session for good in this time, and as Welshman Nardo is driving cross country got a 10-second time penalty there for her troubles. And yeah, I don't know what she was doing there, but it didn't really work out for her. So unfortunately for her. But Chazza, meanwhile, is leading the race comfortably now. Aguna has left the session as well. Once again, Welshman Nado is being lapped by her teammate through Stowe. And into the pits comes Welshman Nado, or tries to. She gets a 5-second penalty for speeding into the pit lane there. So absolutely fantastic stuff. Down to 12 runners now, so we're not even, well, probably about a third of the way through the race, and we've lost more than the third of the grid. So that's just not what you want to see, really. Pretty poor from the drivers who've been involved in incidents and things like that, unfortunately. Yeah, it just goes credit to the guys who are still in the race, really, because they're putting on a great show. So I was falling asleep there for a minute, but Jamie Enright is now pitting for, he got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane there. And yeah, it's not going Jamie Enright's way this race. Of course, the Bahrain race was much better, I think. Well, it wasn't in the end because he unfortunately retired, but he was doing quite well at the beginning of the race. So maybe the end of this race will be better for him, and the beginning of this race is not going to go so well. But yeah, you can flip it on its head the other way around. I wonder who's going to win the Euros. I think it will probably be Italy, but it'd be nice to see Denmark winning the Euros. Yeah, just wondered what's going to happen with that, because well, it's Denmark and England, isn't it? I think, and then it's Italy and Spain. So yeah, we'll have to see who's going to come out on top in those two games in the semi-finals. But yeah, pretty pleased with England last night, winning 4-0, of course. Yeah, it's a good result. Fugbird is in the pits. Coming back out now on the soft compound tyres. We've got yellow flags all over the place as Jamie Enright is just going slowly for whatever reason. But yeah, so hopefully England can win the Euros, of course. But I mean, well, I prefer them to win the Euros because it'd be nice. But yeah, who knows what's going to happen? I mean, Italy look pretty good, so we shall see. But yeah, anyway, Nigel doing a good job. Starburst running up a move here on Ayrton into Stowe, and he's made the move stick. More yellow flags are waving in Sector 1. But yeah, Starburst moving up into P6 for Ferrari now. Fantastic stuff. It's just showing me that they moved again, but anyway, it's all worked out now. Ayrton getting 3-second time penalty there, unfortunately. So that's him out of, not him out of the race, sorry. There's no end plate on the right of that Renault, is there? Just looking at the right end plate, yeah, Kinzel Stars is missing the right end plate, so that's not going to help him through the corners. Nigel, meanwhile, is still following closely, as close as he can, with Chazza. Jamie Enright setting the fastest lap of the race, but he unfortunately is a lap down, so it's not going to help him that much. But yeah, awesome stuff from the guys here, doing a great job of sticking with this race. I think the short tracks, like I said before, I think I said it in the first event, especially for USA and Japan, but not many people race around the short tracks, so it's quite a new experience. But everyone's doing a great job of putting on a good show around the short tracks, around the 100% events. So of course we had USA and Japan, which were very out of the ordinary to race around, and yeah, everyone did a fantastic job in that. I think they did even better job at USA and Japan than they've done at Bahrain and Britain so far. But that's just my opinion. But yeah, I think everyone who turned up for that one was really on point. And even though there was some incidents, things like that, as you expect, it was a good race overall. But yeah, Gordo here, he's trying his best to keep up with Ross G. I think those soft tyres for Ross G will be starting to go off. Ross G, the only one of the remaining drivers not to have a time penalty, so that will help him if he can keep it clean for the rest of this race as well. We're only 22 laps in, as Jamie Enright has got a 5-second speeding in the pit lane penalty. We're only 22 laps in, as Jamie Enright has quit. So yeah, we're not halfway through yet, is what I'm saying, and I'm getting tired. So yeah, this is up. I mean, it's just less entertaining when there's nothing to talk about, really, isn't there? So Goldo there is trying to make a move on Ross G, just to see if he can get up into 4th spot. I think it's lap 26 is the halfway point, so I'm just keeping an eye on the lap counter at the moment, watching it tick nearer to that 52 number. Fugbird there, who's just pitted, has come out and put some softs on. He's got the fastest lap as it stands there, so fantastic stuff from Fugbird. Not giving up, that's what we want to see. Oh, never mind, he's retired. Yeah, well, let's just, yeah, okay. Wonderful racing is what I'm going to call it, but yeah, it's just been, I think everyone's just given up for Sunday already, and they've decided to call it a night. So yeah, if everyone else just decides to retire, then we'll be good. But yeah, I think Gordo there trying to make a move on Ross G for P4. Is he going to make the move stick? We've got a Williams who's just parked in the middle of the circuit there, it looks like, on the mini-map anyway. But yeah, carrying on supremely is Gordo. Those soft tyres off of Ross G must be getting a bit hot now and a bit fed up of racing around this track. But he's carrying on his Ross G with those soft tyres as Ayrton is pitted, so I think maybe this is around the time that the soft tyres will start to go off. And coming into the pits now for McLaren. He's going to put on a set of mediums to the end. He's going to have a wing change as well. No, he doesn't need a wing change. He's on his way. Kinsale Stars are going to come across the line and claim the P8. I believe it is P8. Yeah, that's it. Kaz there in P10, sticking with it. He's of course in the point still, so he's done a fantastic job, is Kaz. Ayrton there, coming out of the pits now in P9, fresh set of mediums, and he's off to the end of the race, I believe. And well, according to the strategy, it said that they can do a soft to medium, but I don't know whether that's what Ayrton's going to do. He might decide to do a 2-stop, who knows? He might decide to do a 5-stop. Gordo there coming round again. He can't get past Ross G as it stands at the moment, but the medium compound tyres should be the better tyres as it stands now. 25 lap old mediums and 25 lap old softs for Ross G. So as Ayrton picks up a 3-second time penalty there, unfortunately for him, coming out the pits on those fresh mediums. Is Ross G going to pit at some point? Doesn't look like it. He's carrying on, is the Red Bull driver. So yeah, he seems to think that those soft tyres have got plenty of life left in them, and he can keep going until lap 50 or lap 51, and then pit for a set of mediums. This is the closest battle on track. We've passed the halfway point, so hooray for that. I'm looking forward to finishing this and going to bed. Ross G picks up a penalty there, so he was the last one to not have a penalty, unfortunately, was Ross G, and now he's under pressure from Gordo. Down the inside before Stowe, even before the corner, Gordo has made the move stick, and he's up into P4 is the Alfa Romeo driver. Into the pits he comes. They're both in the pits, I'm afraid. I'm not afraid, I should say. I don't know if there was a bit of contact there, but unfortunately Gordo has got a 5-second penalty for speeding into the pit lane. But as I said, he will put on the soft compound tyres, will Gordo, I think, and power off into the distance. He comes out just ahead of the Red Bull driver there, so he's just kept his position there, has Gordo. So yeah, great stop there from the Alfa Romeo team, and of course the Red Bull team, as per usual, of course, because the Red Bull team always good at stops, of course, aren't they? Out they come now. out into the wild. Gordo has come out ahead of Kinzel Stars, but Ross G is behind him. So that is very close between all three of them there. Kinzel Stars will be under pressure. There is a lapped car, or they are lapped. I think they're being lapped, aren't they, or something like that. I'm not sure. There's a Williams there, or somewhereabouts. Nigel there is, yeah, that's it. Nigel came out. Well, Nigel was lapping them as they were very close together. But everyone is now on their way. Ross G has come out of the pit quite slowly though, it looks like, because he's dropped 2 seconds or so down to, or 2 seconds or so to Gordo, but of course Gordo on those fresh soft tyres will have the pace advantage as it stands at the beginning of this stint, because he's got the softer compound tyre on as it stands, and that has, well, it has more speed, so he'll be faster. Liemier and Emerson are into the pits. Wing change for Emerson. What about Liam? Oh, Liam's a bit further back. I'll spectate Liam in a bit. Emerson is on his way. Out he comes. And here comes the Renault of Liam. Into the pits is Liam, and he's put on his soft compound tyres. And away he goes. Gordo coming round into turn 1 is going to be ahead of Emerson, I think. Just about, yep, he's just about got it. So as it stands, Gordo doing a great job there, and he's got the gold world champion behind him at the moment. But there'll be a lot of pressure on for him to keep that pace. Got some DRS there from the lap car ahead to help him protect P4 as it stands at the moment. Challenger there picking up a 3-second time, but in 30 laps old are those medium compound tyres. There's a bit of I was going to say it was a bit of lag, but it's actually just a ghost car, I think, a lapped car in the way. Ross G and Starburst. Oh, sorry, Starburst was in the pits. I didn't even notice. So Starburst coming out now in P7. It looks like. Or will Ayrton get the move done? No, I think Starburst has got it already. So up into P7 is Starburst, or down into P7, I should say, because he made his pit stop. But he's on the fresh, soft tyres. There we go. And off he goes. Nigel, of course, making a stop as well onto the soft compound tyres, making an earlier stop than Chazza, maybe trying to go for the undercut on the Alpha Tauri. And is he going to be jumped by Gordo? No, Gordo's too far back. It's Kaz there, sorry, who's a lapped car. So yeah, Nigel out in his own clear air rather, on his own spot, and as Emerson gets past Gordo for P3. Kinzel Styles there. Oh, sorry, I thought he was dropping down. He's in the pits. So yeah, no problems for Kinzel Styles. He's going well. 20 laps to go. We've done 33 out of 52. Oh, thank God it's a quick lap. Gordo there can just try and cling on to the back of Emerson with the DRS assistance, and using his ERS there as well down the main straight, or down the back straight I should say, because it is technically the back straight. But whoever that lap car is doing a great job of helping Emerson get away. It says there's an Alpha Tauri, but there's only one Alpha Tauri on track. Okay. Oh, never mind. It's because Chaz hasn't made a pit stop, of course, has it? Emerson has the fastest lap of the race, a 44.750. So we're waiting. I think we're just waiting for Chazza to make a pit stop as it stands at the moment. Yeah, Chazza is the only one not to make a pit stop, so we're waiting for him to make his stop. But he's in the second sector as it stands at the moment, coming up to the end of the hangar straight. Into Stowe he comes. Is he going to make a pit stop at the end of this lap? No. That's the answer. Liam is cruising up to the back of Starburst. The closest battle on track as it stands at the moment. So he's going to try and put some pressure on that Ferrari and get a move done, promoting himself up into P6. Let's see if there's going to be a move into Stowe for the Renault driver. he's too far back, unfortunately, so he's going to have to bide his time and wait for another opportunity, but he's closing in on the Ferrari ahead of him. So he's bringing the gap down inch by inch, sector by sector. Yellow flag. Kinzel Styles is off, but he's still going. Yeah, I think he was in turn 1 again, wasn't it? He's gone flying straight on there as well. So yeah, unfortunately for Kinzel Styles, he's not having a great time at the moment. Alfa Romeo was having a great time though, it looked like. Chaz is still deciding not to make a pit stop. Nigel there is coming around to start lap 36 for himself. Chazza is on lap 36, but has not made a pit stop yet, so we're just waiting for him to come round. Of course, he is 30 seconds ahead, which is almost a whole lap. Well, it's probably about 2/3 of a lap around this circuit because it's such a short circuit. Kaz is into the pits. Probably can go on a fresh set of softs to the end of the race from here. Puts on a new set of softs and away he goes. Starburst still hanging on in there, trying to stick with Liam as we got. Sorry, just done some penalty bits popped up again, didn't it? Yeah, Starburst still hanging in there, trying to use Liam to sort of pull him along further up the order. They're probably, I think they're gaining on Ross G on those mediums slightly, so those softs are going to be faster at the beginning of the stint, of course, like I said earlier. So they need to get the most they can out of them now at their peak performance, and then get after the medium runners ahead. But yeah, speaking of medium runners, Chazza just cruising around on those mediums, 37 lap old medium tyres at the moment. Seems like he's loving life out there at the moment, so good stuff for the AlphaTauri driver. Starbus clearing on with the DRS, using the ERS to pull himself even closer, maybe make a move into Stowe. No, he's too far back, I think. Yeah, unfortunately for the Ferrari driver, but he can still see the target ahead of him, and they're gaining about half a second or so, maybe 6/10 to Ross G ahead of them each lap, so could potentially bring that gap down a little bit more as well, and have a three-way fight for P5 in the near future. Ross G isn't too far behind Gordo actually, so potentially this could be a battle with Liam and Starburst in the near future for P4. The gap coming down now between Chazza and Nigel. I think those medium tyres might have had their day. 38 laps on the medium compound tyres for Chazza. Is he going to pit? No, he's not. He's going to carry on, so he's going to keep going forever and ever, it looks like. And yeah, well, I suppose it's up to him, I suppose, if the tyres are still going. So yeah, if it works, it works, and that is how it works. Ross G is Ross G is putting the pressure now on Gordo. He's got the DRS, well, he's in the DRS range, I should say. Starburst, of course, is also in the DRS range of Liam, but I think Ross G will be looking to make a move as soon as he can here, really, to try and get away from the guys behind who are slowly catching him, slowly wheeling him in. But the DRS is definitely going to help him now down the back straight. Starburst there, trying to line up an attack, but he's just 2/10 behind. Couldn't quite make it stick. Chazza is finally into the pits for AlphaTauri. He's the last guy to make a pit stop, and he's coming in now. Nigel is coming down the back straight, so we'll probably jump him, I think, but we'll find out when he crosses the line, of course. 40 laps in the end for those medium tyres, which is pretty good, even on a short circuit. It's a pretty good strategy, pretty good feat. Nigel there coming through the final couple of corners. Chazza is making his way out of the pits. Kaz there getting a 3-second time penalty, but he's still battling away in P10. This is going to be quite close, I think, actually, between Chazza and Nigel. Oh, they're right there side by side, I think. Yep, they are side by side, as we've got rubbish camera angle from that. But yeah, Nigel almost getting the undercut, although he has done an 8-lap undercut on Chazza. But Chazza just coming out in front, so very close between the top two. let's have a look here at Ross G. Is he going to be able to get close enough in the DRS range to make an overtake into Stowe? We shall see. We are waiting. I don't know, has Gordo got DRS as well on a lap car? Yeah, Gordo's got DRS on that Renault in front, so it's helping him pull away. Liam Yale has actually pulled the gap down to 1.3 seconds, so he's gaining on the two in front by quite a significant margin. 10 laps to go, or not really, we've got 11 and a bit laps to go, I suppose. Yellow flag, we've got Starburst, we've got what's going on here. I don't know what that was, yellow flag was for. Was it for Nigel? Might have been for Nigel. No, it's an Alfa Romeo going slowly. It's Kaz, I think. Yeah, it's Kaz going slowly down the main straight. I don't know what's happened to Kaz, but he's needs to keep going. He's still in the race. He's doing a good job. So yeah, hopefully he can keep going. Chazza has pulled that gap out to Nigel over 3 seconds now, setting the fastest lap of the race, a 44.289. Liam Yare has got within DRS range, and Starburst has dropped outside of DRS range of Nigel. We've got somebody going slowly again. I think it was Kaz as well, I think, unfortunately. But yeah, Ross G, as I said, Liam Yare, Starburst and Ross G have all caught up to the battle for P4, and it's all forming up behind Gordo as it stands now. Very close are these four. Starburst just dropping outside the DRS range. He needs to try and get back in that range so that he can use the DRS to pull him along down the back straight. But yeah, Ross G going to have the pressure now of Liam Yare behind him, and it's significant pressure as well from the Renault driver. But they pulled away now from Starburst, so Starburst dropping back. So it's now a three-way battle: Ross G, Liam, and Gordo for P4. But he's using that lap car of Kinzel Stars, I think it is, very well, is Gordo, to give him DRS to put him along. So yeah, fantastic stuff there from Gordo. Hopefully he can hang on for the P4 position. I don't know what the penalty situation is, but of course we will look at that in a couple of laps time when it's nearer to the end of the race. 45 out of 52 we are on. Into the pits comes Kaz. And he's retired from session. So yeah, I was just saying, he was doing a great job of sticking at it, and now he's retired. So unfortunately he's out of this race. And yeah, we've got only 9 people left, which is absolutely fantastic. Just what you want to commentate on, really. But at least somebody's doing the race, so that's good. Liam, yeah, going down the main straight. He's going to make a move. No, not quite. He thinks better of it. He doesn't want to risk it into turn 1. Emerson getting a 3-second time penalty there, so it was very naughty of Emerson. Yeah, that's just ridiculous from Emerson. I think really poor driving from the McLaren driver, as per usual. Just disgraceful behaviour. Yeah, that's about it. But anyway, Liam, yeah, Ross G, they're all in this battle still, and they're all trying to fight for the 4th spot. We've got, I think it's Kaz's car has come out of the pits. There is that Alfa Romeo who's causing the yellow flags, but should be all right to carry on. For the race to carry on, I should say. We're on lap 46. Not quite sure where the race leader is exactly. He is coming around Stowe corner now as it stands, so he's on finishing lap 46. He's lagging all over the place, or maybe that's just my fault. It's my internet connection probably playing up. Ross G, Liam Yare. Liam Yare's got through into P5 at the moment, so yeah, up into P5 is Liam Yare now. He's made that move on Ross G in a very unorthodox position, and Ross G has just driven himself off the circuit for absolutely no reason there. So that's quite odd from the Red Bull driver. He's just driven off the circuit, and he's recovered now, and I don't know what happened to him there, because he just turned his steering wheel and went off. So hopefully he's recovered now and he can carry on. Liam Yare in P5 is now going to line up Gordo for a move down the main straight for that P4 position. Kintel Styles are doing a great job there of hanging on and up to P7 in the McLaren as well. Liam Yare just got the DRS now. Is he going to be able to make a move into Stowe at the end of this straight? Gordo is clinging on. He's got DRS from the lapped car ahead, which is Kinzel Styles. Kinzel is still in the race doing a good job, and he's keeping ahead of Gordo as well, which is no easy feat because Gordo's pretty quick. So yeah, he's just pulling Gordo along, and he's actually helping. He's helping Gordo, and he's not helping his teammate as Kinzel Styles. So there's no team orders. There's no, oh, we need to get out of the way for this person or that person, unfortunately. We're on lap 48. We're so nearly there. I'm looking forward to the end of this race, honestly, just because I get to go to bed and I'm knackered. But yeah, it's been a good. Well, Kaz said it. That was fun. Yeah, I think the guys. Everyone's done a good show, put on a good job for this race, and of course the Bahrain race that was previous to this. So fantastic stuff from all the guys who've participated in the event. I think that will probably be the final event. We've got one League v League event coming up potentially, so we'll wait to get the details confirmed for that. But yeah, everyone's done a fantastic job in this event. It's probably going to be, with the last one, I think we're probably going to cancel the upcoming events because there's not much interest in them anyway. So, but yeah, this one's been absolutely fantastically well received. So, as Liam picked up a penalty. But yeah, fantastic stuff from everybody who's participated in all the events so far. But yeah, we're going to probably call it a day on the events because there's just not enough interest in doing them anymore, unfortunately, because everyone's getting excited for F1 2021. So am I, really. I'm looking forward to 2021. It's going to be a good game, hopefully, and no bugs. Lap 50, we're going to have a look at the penalties now. Let's have a quick look. 9 seconds for the top two, only 6 for Emerson. He needs to try and get within that 3-second window of Nigel, and he can promote himself up to P2. 11 seconds for Gordo, only 9 for Liam, so technically Liam is already in P4 if he was to stay behind Gordo for the rest of this race. Starbust with 6 seconds, 15 seconds for Ayrton, 6 seconds for Ross G, and 15 seconds for Kinzel Styles. So penalty situations are all racking up around this track, but everyone's still doing a good job. No disqualifications because of the penalty situation just yet, which is I think we did have a disqualification or two in the USA 100% short race in the first event because of everyone had somebody was getting too many penalties, just adding up all the 3-second penalties, and eventually it just disqualifies you for getting too many. So yeah, it did happen in the previous 100% event, but not so far in the Bahrain or Britain 100% event. So well done to the guys for not getting disqualified in this one. But we're on lap 52 of 52. Just starting it looks like, so I'm going to ride on more with Chazza because last on the Bahrain race I missed the finish, so I'm going to make sure that I see it this time. Chazza is coming through down the hangar straight towards Stowe. He's going to claim the victory. He's going to claim the victory on track. I'm pretty sure he will, with penalties as well factored in. He's quite far ahead of Emerson, who's got less penalties. But yeah, fantastic racing from Chazza. I think he's been the star of the show in this race specifically. And yeah, well deserved for AlphaTauri. The AlphaTauri wins the Silverstone Grand Prix. You never thought I would say that, but I'm saying it now. And Williams are going to come through and cross the line in P2, it looks like. If Nigel can get to the line, he hopefully can. Crosses the line there in P2, but will Emerson jump in on penalties? No, not quite. Only half a second in it though. So Emerson is P3 in the McLaren. Gordo coming round Stowe. He's going to finally pass the lap car on the last lap. No, it doesn't look like it. Kinzel Styles is going to cross the line ahead of him, but Gordo is going to finish in P4. Liam Yeh right behind him on the line as Ayrton jumps up to P7, I think. Liam Yeh P4, Gordo P5 on penalties, and I think some other people scored some points as well. Gordo in P6 in the end, so I didn't see who jumped in. It might have been Starbust, who was doing a great, the driver of the day is Starbust as well, so it must have been him. Fantastic drive from the Ferrari driver, as per usual. In all these 100% events, he's raced in all of them, I think, and he's done a fantastic job in all 4. So good stuff from Starbust. We've got Chazza there celebrating his title, his 100% short track, Silverstone trophy, and whatnot. And then we've got Nigel there celebrating, and Emerson. But no, it's all good. Chazza has left the session. He's off to celebrate his win. AlphaTauri, Williams and McLaren on the podium, and that's just what you want to see. No more Mercedes or Red Bull. But yeah, that was it. Chaz got fastest lap as well. Fantastic racing. It was Starbust in the P4, Liam Yeh in P5, Gordo in P6, Ayrton P7, Ross G in P8, Kinzo in P9, and then everybody else decided just to quit. So unfortunately for them. But yeah, fantastic racing from you guys, and we'll see you again very soon. Bye.